We have yet to have a fraudulent order get canceled and have anyone reach out to us and go, hey, why did you cancel my order? Nobody's done that.
But the thing we don't understand is, if this is a scam, what's the scam?
In the Midwest, you know the best is there waiting, so come and join the conversation. Heister approved, fan and artist and creator too. This is how the challengers do. What? Keep the conversation moving along. Keep reading comics, keep your local store strong. If it's hard, then it's a job for the challengers. What? Comics and conversation, y'all.
From Challengers Comics and Conversation in Chicago, this is Contest of Challengers, a comics industry business podcast with
Patrick Brower.
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 Patrick Brower and W. Dal Bush.
W. Dal Bush.
Dal Bush.
Dal Bush.
Dal.
Dal. Dal.
Dal.
W. Dal Bush.
We are getting inundated with requests to promote movies.
Yeah, I mean, November and December are pretty heavy movie release schedules. Like, obviously, October was not, as witnessed by, like, the last week of box office stuff where literally no new movies came out.
But also, we still get, in that time period, we were getting a lot of requests to do digital release promotion.
Yeah. I didn't realize that it again was not already out on digital release. It seems like it came out, like, 4 months ago.
Yeah, it definitely came out in July.
Yeah.
Yeah. And first, look, most of the time we'll say yes to these things because they give us posters we can give away, and people like taking free stuff.
They really do.
And occasionally they give us more than posters, and that's great. Like the Chainsaw Man stuff has been insane. They give us so much of it.
Yeah, people love the stickers and the little crowns.
And the posters as well.
They love the posters.
But they gave us way too many things.
It's true.
If we were in an anime store, man, we should give Nakama a bunch.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I think it's a matter of just, I can't get it.
They can come get them.
Yeah.
I would just reach out and be like, hey, if you must swing by the store, we have boxes of these things that you can give out.
They give us so much stuff. But when it's a tangential connection, like the Smurfs, you know, we've carried Smurf graphic novels in the past. Sure. I do feel that the majority of, like, our Blue Sky account is just new release photos, event listings, and movie promotion.
Maybe over the next 6 weeks, you can get a lot more active with your social media presence, Patrick.
Well, one of the things that I don't do
People love personal updates. They love pictures and things that are going on in your life.
I keep Instagram free of all of this.
Sure. That's smart.
I'll promote these things on Facebook, on Blue Sky, on other social media platforms.
But not the Instagram.
And today we got the copy and photos. Also, the copy they give us is always too long for platforms like Blue Sky because they've got a character limit.
Yeah.
So I always have to edit it down and I have to lose half their hashtags. But today we got the Naked Gun digital release information because I'd already said we would do it because you and I saw that movie and had a good time in the theater.
Yeah, I don't think this is a firm policy, but the vague policy for challengers and promotion for movies is either got to be something that we carry some version of in the store. So, like, it could be like Avatar, either the cartoon or the Blue People movie, because we carry comics for those.
Yeah.
Or it needs to be something that you or I personally enjoy. Like, we did the Mission Impossible takeover because I love this Mission Impossible movies, although not that Mission Impossible movie. That one I thought.
Fair.
But the franchise I love.
As we were talking, what spurred this was we just got one for Sisu Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
And we both really enjoyed Sisu.
It's really fun. And I think the new one looks equally violent and entertaining.
Yeah. So, yeah, that qualifies to something we would promote. We have turned things down. We have said, hey, we're just too busy right now. There have been too many promotions, or we don't feel this is a fit for us.
Right. Yeah, like if they had done if someone had said Black Phone 2, we would have been like, no, it's okay. Like it's nothing to do with what we do, and you and I don't watch that franchise.
Yeah.
So it's like, pass.
Everybody has said that Black Phone 2 is also way more occult and mystical.
Okay.
Than the first one. Not saying it was bad, just saying it was a right turn from what the franchise was. Okay. Even though it wasn't a franchise in the beginning. So who can ever tell if it is or not? But yeah, it feels like I do enjoy having the things to give to people. An additive, a little bonus when you're in the store.
I mean, I think of the things that we're willing to do, like we'll kind of grudgingly do, like the social media stuff. because it's way more work for you, and it also feels like it's maybe detracting a little bit from our social media presence. The more of that we do, but like we'll almost always do the physical giveaway thing.
Yeah,
like those are fun, and we can kind of moderate those a little bit more as far as like where we put them and how many we give out and how we do all that stuff.
I always feel weird though. Like, I'm sorry, I need to take a photo of you taking this to send to the promotion people to prove that we're actually giving it away.
Yes.
But we can't just do it with photos of us. It has to be the actual organic people that are taking the things.
There has to be someone getting a bag or a poster or a hat.
And I get it. It's just, it's an awkward ask.
That's why we usually do it on Wednesdays, where we have like regular subscribers in, where they've either had to do this before or they're fine. They understand that this is a situation where we're only getting this stuff because we're proving that people are taking it. So if they ever want to get this stuff again, we're going to have to take photos.
Yep. And I mean, I think it's a fair trade-off.
Oh, yeah.
And I honestly don't think that our social media presence helps any of these in any way.
No.
The only time people really care about a social media post is when it's got a free ticket attached to it.
Sure.
Like, I know we had several people take advantage of the Chainsaw Man one.
Cool.
I do love it, though, when the promotional company sets everything up for the tickets, and the tickets have to be coded to whoever their partner is. So it has to be like, free ticket.move/theater/chow. The last part of it has to be the store name and how often they have the wrong store.
Oh, yeah.
Because they do so many of these.
Right. It's just they're doing like, a dozen of these emails all at once.
All right. I used to love it when we get, "Dear Chicago Comics, we're very excited to have our book in your store." Mm-hmm. And you respond with, "We're not Chicago Comics." And they're like, "Oh, we meant Challengers." Like, too late.
Yeah.
You burn this. We're using this as an excuse to say no. If you don't know which store you're asking to put your books in.
This conversation is already ended.
I've grown up going to Challengers. I'm sorry. I just did it wrong myself. I've grown up going to Chicago Comic after school every week. Okay, good. Then stay with Chicago Comics. That's what you want. I meant Challengers. You didn't, though.
Tough.
You can't grow up on both of them.
Tough.
Oh, wow. This is Artist Guru is a leader in AI-driven virtual assistants with strong focus on the e-commerce industry. Our expertise lies in implementing solutions that not only trash. Today has been an insane day of spam emails.
Oh, yeah. And texts and voicemails.
Mainly me, just for email. But there was an email I got. Mm-hmm. I checked, you didn't get it.
Okay.
That is beneficial.
Okay.
I subscribe to many publishers' lists, email lists.
Okay.
Marketing lists, right? And we got multiple emails today from a little company called TKO.
Okay, I remember them.
Not the UFC/wrestling conglomeration.
No.
But the actual publisher.
Yes. People might remember them from a few years ago. We were stocking their graphic novels when they released graphic novels.
Well, they're releasing graphic novels again, and there's one that is a must order for us.
Okay.
Because it is called Partisan.
Okay.
And it is a collaboration between Garth Ennis and Steve Epting.
Okay.
It looks to be in the same vein of their previous book.
Sarah, yeah.
Yeah.
From TKO.
Yeah.
Which was one of the reasons why we got a TKO account in the first place, was like, oh, we're going to sell a bunch of these. And we did for a while. And then we carried a bunch of the other books. And then they got picked up by Simon & Schuster, I think, or somebody else. Diamond had them for a bit. But then distribution became super spotty and they stopped releasing new books. And without front list, their backlist kind of stopped selling. And so I don't know that we've restocked anything in a while, if there's anything to restock.
Yeah. So this book comes out next week.
Okay. That's soon.
Do we order it directly from TKO? Do we figure out who has them and look that way?
I can look. What's it? It's called Partisan?
Partisan.
I'll look it up after this. I assume maybe Ingram, but I don't know who's got them anymore.
But I mean, rather than Ingram, we can go direct from TKO.
Sure. Assuming we can hit their minimums or whatever.
I don't think they have minimums anymore.
Then great. Yeah, let's do it directly through them.
How many were you thinking?
Yeah, that's a good number.
Okay. There's also
we have enough like Garth Ennis people where I think, depending on the cost of it, there's a handful of people that we can just haul to like day of that'll be like, oh, I didn't know there was a new Garth Ennis thing. Yes, thank you. Do you know what genre it's in? What'd you say it was?
Oh, I think it's in the same vein as Sarah.
Oh, it's another
like a historical political war thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Those always do well.
I don't think it's a sequel, but I do believe it is a contemporary.
Okay.
It's definitely like a green-coated, trench-coated woman with like a beret and a gun.
Okay.
On the cover. Although, that's what I say now. If you look up on your phone right now, you can see how... Actually, you should do that. Just see how horribly wrong I've gotten that from remembering it, from seeing it like an hour ago. Just type in TKO and Partisan.
I know how to work a Google search.
Open. Would you use Google or do you use... What is your browser?
Chrome.
Chrome? You use Chrome on your iPhone?
Garth Ennis, Preacher, The Punisher, The Boys.
Heard of him.
And Steve Epting, Velvet Captain America. My least favorite Velvet Underground homage band. Reunite to create Partisan, a spiritual sequel to the World War II epic Sarah. 1941, Alexandra, a blacksmith's wife, is 30 when the German invasion comes. With her husband in the army, she and her son and daughter are left to fend for themselves. And when a brutal campaign of genocide begins, her only hope is to join the partisans. Resistance fighters hated by the Nazis and distrusted by the local peasants, the partisans offer Alexandra and her family a home, but only at a price. To protect her children from the horrors that surround them, this peasant woman must learn to fight like a soldier and to survive between the fronts of the bloodiest war in human history, no matter what the cost. Yeah.
How close was I for the...
I mean, this is what the cover is, where it's like, it's more tan.
Yeah, okay. And it's more of a... It's not a pistol, it's a rifle.
Yeah.
And she's not wearing a beret.
Brian K. Vaughan says, one of the best graphic novels ever. Ever! On sale 11/15/2025. Okie dokie.
Yes, that's next week.
Yeah. We will maybe not have it next week, but we'll definitely get it. Stock our books. Okay. Page not...
I would say 11/15?
Page not found. Under stock our books.
Is it okay? Did you say it was 11/15?
11/15.
That is a Saturday.
I don't know what to tell you, dude. On sale 11/15/2025.
Okay.
Shipping to stores now. Okay, great.
I have a different link. I have the link they sent in their email. So maybe that'll work better.
Wait, is this right? Is this price right?
I didn't see a price.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is their digital one. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, we'll definitely try and carry this, assuming we can find a way to contact them and get them to sell books to us. Because again, the Stock Our Books page does not work. It's not a viable link. Page not found.
And then there was a second email with a different graphic novel that I looked at and said, pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I certainly would. If this does well, I will take a look at their other books and see if there's other stuff that we can stock. Certainly, our store has grown a lot since we started carrying TKO stuff, and maybe there's books that they have that would do well now that, people weren't even shopping at our store back in the original TKO run.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. As long as we can do it.
There's also a Kickstarter right now by, and I can't remember, but I think it's by the Stuff of Legend guy.
Okay.
That is getting a lot of write-ups. And I know Molly just supported it.
Okay.
And I looked, and there's an affordable retailer tier, right? And it's 5 copies of this hardcover graphic novel. They all come signed.
Okay.
And I looked at it and thought, without a major publisher behind it to promote it,
mm-hmm.
us getting 5 copies and putting them on the shelf
mm-hmm.
is just letting that book go there to die.
Pretty much. That's how every single bulk retailer tier thing we've ever done for Kickstarter goes.
And now we usually wait for these things because they all get published right away.
Especially if you're paid on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
It's probably someone's going to want to take a second bite of that apple.
Right now, one of the big Kickstarter comic book projects is Dracula Volume 3 with Matt Wagner and Kelly Jones.
Sure.
And I mean, it's doing huge numbers and everyone is excited for it, blah, blah, blah. Next week or the week after, we're getting Volume 2 of that.
Yeah.
From a major publisher.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's carried Volume 1 since it came out from a major publisher.
Yeah. And that always is the case. And there are, while we don't usually have a back room with stuff, we do have some overstock graphic novels off the floor.
More all the time, sadly, because the shelves are getting very, very tight.
Yeah. But so many of them are Kickstarter ones that I'm like, oh man, this looks great.
Uh-huh.
This everyone loves this creator.
We'll get 5 of these. Sell 2.
Yeah.
Okay, great. We're gonna have those other 3 forever.
Yeah. So we don't really take a chance on Kickstarter stuff.
No.
For that reason.
I mean, a lot of this stuff is I would, if it came out from a major publisher, I would order 1 or 2 for the shelf and then restock it when it sells.
Right, but
I don't like ordering 5 or more for a retailer tier. I don't like it. We don't move them. And I don't want to make it a thing of like, here's what they could do differently. This has been for the entirety of Kickstarter.
Yeah.
They just don't go for us. And you can write up whatever reason you want for it. We've theorized a dozen things, but I'm looking at the consequence, not the cause. And the consequence is we don't sell them and we waste our money. So I don't want to do them anymore.
What was Axe Wielder John?
Sure.
Who was that? Patera?
Nick Patera, yeah.
That we thought would have
Sure.
immediate interest.
I mean, shit. Abominable Charles Christopher. We did volume 1. Sold great. Sold a ton. Volume 2 and then everything thereafter. Nobody cared.
You're absolutely right.
Uh-huh.
That wasn't Kickstarter. We just bought directly from his.
I guess I'm just thinking of it that way.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was Kickstarter.
Yeah, and also, to be fair, we got to choose our quantities for those.
Yeah.
So we fucked that one up.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, the Abominable Charles Christopher Volume 2 thing could just as easily slot under the rule of Volume 2s are going to sell way less than Volume 1s.
Yeah.
That as remembering the dozens of people that bought Volume 1 from you, that loved it, that told you how much they loved it. And it's they're all going to want to buy Volume 2. They don't. Again, you can name a reason. We've theorized a bunch of them. But the end of
racism.
Yeah, probably some racism. But if you sold 20 copies of Volume 1 in the first year, you're probably better off just ordering 3 or 4 Volume 2 for the first week, because they're not going to sell super fast.
I've always wanted a Charles Christopher tattoo, and not of him, actually. Although there was a good one of him that I had.
One of the birds. That really anxious married bird.
Yeah, exactly. Do you remember the exact panel?
I don't remember it exactly, but I mean, those were some.
He mistakenly thought his wife was pregnant. And he flipped out. I can't do this. I'll die. Is that what you want? Do you want me to die? That panel specifically would be let's just out of context. Is that what you want? You want me to die?
That's real good.
One of the problems is I've never found a really good scan of that.
Okay. I bet if you reached out to Carl Kerschel or hey, I really want to do a tattoo of this. Can you give me a high-res copy of this?
Well, I could also find it in your book and scan it.
No, and if you want better than that, he had digital copies of all this stuff for his website. It's got to exist.
What if he does the Dave Sim thing of, absolutely not, I refuse to have my work as tattoos?
Well, I don't think most people are as opinionated in the comics as Dave Sim was.
But then I always had a really good, sad Charles Christopher that would have been a good tattoo as well.
You got options.
I don't have space, though.
Forehead.
Just talking yours?
No, yours.
Oh. Cody neck right here.
There you go.
I was just talking to a friend of mine who's getting a tattoo today, and she has a lot of tattoos. And I'm like, yeah, what she said something like, I'll never stop. And I said, yeah, I said the same thing, but I've really slowed down.
Sure.
And 2025 is going to be the first year where I haven't gotten at least one tattoo. There's always been a tattoo.
Right, that could change. Who knows?
At some point, there's no time for that.
But there is. There's a week at the end of the year.
So my last one was in Dublin last December.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna have been a year. This little guy. This guy right there.
Look at that little guy.
Yeah.
Look at him.
But I have things that I would get to fill gaps, but I don't really have a lot of space.
No. Too many big pieces.
It's weird, looking right here. This is just all space. No, this is a body. This is a ghost body.
Yeah.
Can't have anything. Kind of line split. So weird. Anyway. Yes, that is why we don't back a lot of Kickstarters. I back a lot of Kickstarters personally. You back Kickstarters.
Not often.
Some. I look, there's Kickstarter stuff up here on the shelf.
Honestly, some of the last few Kickstarters I've gotten are things that you've backed for me as a gift.
An Art Adams book.
And I was grateful for.
Sure.
All those Giant days. I didn't have the money to back that. You were like, here you go, Merry Christmas. It'll come next year. Thanks. I was recently looking at the Gem of the Holograms Kickstarter that Boom's doing, because it's all of the Kelly Thompson, Sophie Campbell stuff.
Yeah.
But I have the Kelly Thompson, Sophie Campbell stuff, so I don't need it. But boy, they're doing a lot of books, and they're doing a lot of tiers, and some incredibly expensive tiers.
Yeah.
Because they're doing it's like a 4-book set, but they're doing 4 different, sort of like the Scott Pilgrim stuff that Oni did. They're doing different cover treatments and designs. And so you can get, there's one level where I think it's like you can get once, like all 3 sets of the 4 book hardcover sets, each one with volume 1 signed by Kelly Thompson, Sophie Campbell. It's like $1,500. Man. Yeah. That's an expensive.
You know, I remember in a different regime of Boom when they were doing Power Ranger Kickstarters. And this has got to be like, 4.5, 5 years ago. Because they offered, they're like, hey, any retailers who want any of these, you could get it. You can get these products for your store as well.
Right, if you want it for your customers.
Yeah.
Which at the time seemed like a pretty cool olive branch of like, look, we understand that this is money that your customers might spend on stuff at your store that they are instead spending directly with us via Kickstarter. So if you want to offer it, you can.
Only we did, and we ordered, and never got it.
So that wasn't great.
Because it was the super deluxe fancy hardcover version that Andrew wanted. And we've never gotten it for him. Looking at my personal subscription list through Challengers and my managed comics list, specifically the pre-orders, the special orders, the items, not the comics. And I just went through and just crossed off a bunch of them because they're all stuff we ordered from Diamond that Diamond will never fill.
Never going to come in.
This awesome Dr. Doom statue I ordered, nope, they'll never come. Years ago, I ordered a Silk statue because they never did a Silk version of
the Bishoju statues.
Yeah,
the Shinya Yamashita Bishoju statues from Kota Bakuya,
or even some of the cheap Marvel ones they do, like
the Marvel Gallery ones.
Yeah, they never did Silk, and Silk would fit my theme over here.
Sure,
but they did offer a $200 Silk porcelain statue. I'm like, well, that's my only option. Ordered that. Never doing it.
Yeah, I remember there being historically, like, this isn't like a recent, like the last couple years of Diamond going down the tubes, or even the pandemic era Diamond's death by 1,000 cuts. But even before that, where you would order stuff, us as a store, we would order stuff on their new to order where it's like, oh, here's a bunch of cool, collectibles or non-comic items. And it's like, great. And they would just literally never come in. And you'd never really get a communication about it. You would just, either if it would be you or I, we'd look at our accounts and go like, didn't I order that like a year ago? And you'd look on Diamond's site and it's like, oh, it was canceled, or, oh, it's listed as coming in, but it's never going to. They just keep updating the shipping date. It just never comes in. Or you'd have customers reach out to you and say, hey, I thought I ordered this. And it's like, oh, you did. And we did. It just never came out. And I feel real bad about that.
Well, what about the scenario when somebody orders something and we never get it, and you check our account, like, no, it never came out. And then you look it up and like, no, that Jack Kirby Eternals pencil and ink hardcover from IDW, that came out at the end of last year. And we have multiple people on order for it.
Great.
And we just never got it.
Great.
And this wasn't a Diamond thing either. This is an IDW thing.
Oh, great.
So this is something we would have ordered through Penguin.
Okay.
And when I first started looking for it, it's like, wait a minute. Third Eye had this on sale last November.
Oh.
Huh. But I there's no answer to that. It's just, it came out. It is currently unavailable from our distributor.
That's great.
We had an order in.
We had an order in with the distributor?
Yeah.
Okay. That sucks.
Yeah. Very sorry, Mike Lee. Very sorry, Patrick Brower. It's like a Kirby Eternals Artist Edition, but it was more than that. It was pencils and inks.
That sucks.
Yeah. It's not like there's a lack of Kirby Artist Editions out there.
Nope.
It's just that material.
Sure.
And, the inked version as well.
Yeah.
But also, on the one hand, it's like, I want to get to the bottom of this. The other hand, it doesn't matter. You can't get it.
Yeah. No answer is going to make you happy.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing we found out eventually, I think at one point from Diamond, is that in most circumstances where we would order something from new to order and it would just never fill, it was because they did not hit the minimums necessary to secure it from their vendor. Like, they would basically be doing new to order stuff more as like hey, if we can get enough orders for this item, we'll place an order with the company that makes it.
It's their version of a HasLab.
Yeah. But then they wouldn't. And the problem is, one, when you're ordering that, you don't know that. You don't know that they're not just ordering cases and you're asking for a part of those cases. But then they'd also, again, never tell you. So you just look a year later and be like, I thought I ordered this thing that came out from Bandai 18 months ago. And it's like, well, you did. but we didn't get enough pre-orders, so we didn't place the order. Like, okay, could you have told me that like 24 months ago when I ordered it, or 18 months ago when it came out and you didn't get any?
Yeah.
These are things you could have told me. Like, for me, it's annoying as a store owner. Imagine if I was a customer who was depending on this coming in, and then I would then have to go as a store owner to that customer and go, I'm so sorry. This super sucks. I don't know if you're ever going to want to pre-order anything with me ever again. Those were fun times, Patrick. I'm glad that that's mostly in the rear view.
That's correct. Unrelated. Hey, Mike Lee, I don't know that we're going to be able to get that Jack Kirby Eternals Pencils and Ink version book for you.
There you go.
Because I didn't reach out to tell him that because I was still waiting to see maybe something happens.
No.
I don't know. I'm having this same issue in my personal life with things I've ordered other places. For example, there's a specific, I can't go into too much detail in case this person listens to this podcast, but what was supposed to be a birthday gift that then got transferred to a Christmas gift for someone we work with. And it is a thing that I thought, oh my God, I want this for myself as well. So ordered 2 copies and paid for them back on July 5th.
Okay.
And never got. In August, I reached out saying, what's up with this? Nothing. Then in October, I reached out again, but not following that thread. I started a new email chain. And someone's like, oh my God, we have no idea. Let me look into this. We'll get back to you. I have no idea. You did pay for this. We do have a record of this. And of course, it's a thing that they're out of stock on right now.
Naturally.
They're like, we're going to get more information, get back to you.
We're scrambling.
And that was 3 weeks ago. And I had an email again today saying, hey,
that's great.
Just tell me I'm not getting this for Christmas and give me my money back.
Yes.
What's disappointing is I can't find this thing anywhere else because so much time has passed.
Right.
And it was not a limited edition, but it was a small run.
Yeah, a small production run. And the window of where you could have just sourced it elsewhere, that closed.
Yeah.
It sucks.
And it's every email is, I promise you, this is not the level of service we normally give people. Like, this is my only experience with you. This is all I've gotten. Right. And it continues to be this way.
It's not getting any better.
I ordered some stuff on Etsy for people for the holiday. And today I got an email saying, hey, do you want to review this item? I'm like, hey, I never got this item. Let me go look it up.
Here's
okay.
I don't have it.
Estimated shipping. It should have been to me by October 22nd. Okay. Let me just reach out to the creator. The creator has temporarily paused their store.
Uh-oh.
So I still did a whole, hey, here's my order number. The shipping said it was due in October, but I see it hasn't shipped yet. Do you have any information? And then I sent that off and then immediately got an auto reply saying, hey, I've temporarily shut down my store while I catch up on orders. As soon as I finish shipping everything that I'm backlogged on, I will reopen my store. I'm like, okay, so my email is now annoying to them because it's a thing that is they're currently working on it, but I didn't get the notice about that until I messaged.
Right.
And it was an auto message.
Right.
And I'm not saying they have to follow up and say, I'm working on it, but, and to be fair, the estimated ship date wasn't something they gave me. It was something Etsy automated.
Sure.
The same way the Challenger's website does that for people. When you are buying something for, let's say, priority mail shipping, it'll estimate, you're buying this on Friday, you should have this Tuesday.
Yeah, we have rules inside our website that basically say, this is how quickly we will get an order out. And the rule that we have is an order will go out the next business day. So if you order anything on a Wednesday, no matter what time of day it is, it will go out. The latest it will go out is sometime on Thursday. So, if you order it during the day, hopefully we can pack it up quickly. And if we happen to get that order in before USPS comes to pick up for the day or UPS comes to pick up for the day, then it'll go out. But if you're ordering it later in the day, it'll go out Thursday. If you're ordering it overnight, it goes out Thursday. And then they add on to that the estimate of, okay, well, this is the shipping service you're using. And so therefore, your 1 day processing time plus these days equals you should have it by here.
Well, we had an instance recently where somebody paid for priority mail shipping. They ordered the item on a Saturday. We packed it up right away and handed it to the postal worker on Saturday. And then a few days later, they emailed to say, hey, it didn't show up on the estimated days. It's now showing up like a day after. And I paid for priority mail shipping. can I get my shipping refunded? And we had to say, no, we did everything we're supposed to do.
Yes.
We gave it to the postal worker like an hour after you ordered it.
Yes.
That is a turnaround time that is faster than normal.
Right.
And once it leaves our hands, we can't do anything about it. If you don't get it within the 3-day period, that is a USPS problem.
Yeah, like we don't want you to be unhappy,
right?
But this is also a situation where it's kind of not our fault. And I don't know how responsible I want to feel about that. And if that means that you don't want to shop with us anymore, I guess that's the decision you make.
Yeah. But I mean, I reached out and explained it in detail.
Right.
And they were very cool with it.
Yeah. I think in general, if you try to have a conversation about it, people understand what is or is not an okay request.
Yeah. I do think, though, that the advice I would give anybody who wants to buy things from our website is just choose standard shipping. It seems to be as fast.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what you're getting and where you're getting it shipped to, for the most part, like the problems that we have with our shipping are largely down to our local post office being sort of inefficient. So you can, have a situation where you paid for priority mail shipping. We send it out the same day, but it may sit in a bin at our post office for a couple days.
Yeah,
where
we had a couple of... I don't know. I'm sorry. A couple of Christmases ago, somebody had taken a clandestine photo of the back of our post office. And this is the one on California and Fullerton.
Yeah, it's our local one.
And they had brought out a bunch of temporary bins because of all the packages for Christmas.
Yep.
And these bins were just piled high, in the back lot.
Yeah.
Outside.
Yeah.
Because there was no room inside.
Nope.
And, they covered them in tarps and stuff, but you could still see how many packages were overflowing. And they're the victim of snow or cold or rain or whatever that comes in.
Yeah.
And it's just because how busy they get and how, I don't want to say inefficient, but slow. It takes days for a package that gets picked up to be put into the system.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Sometimes books are delivered before they've been updated.
Yeah. It's not great. It is certainly a part of our national
shame.
No, I was going to say our national apparatus that could get more money and more manpower and more attention. I would not hate that.
But as we do get closer to the holidays, shipping is going to be an issue for people, and we always get a ton of orders the week of Christmas, and things get real busy when people realize that they can't get it faster from somebody else, and then we get busier.
Yeah, I think the last couple of years, as we've had more of an online presence for our stock, is that we'll see a lot of online orders through November and early December, and then that'll taper off, and we will switch pretty hardcore into a lot of people coming into the shop or placing local pickup orders for the last 10 days before Christmas. I think that's usually how it shifts around. We'll have people coming in shopping for stuff during the holiday season, but it's kind of a trickle, and it's more people that regularly shop with us getting stuff for people in their lives. But then the last 10 days before Christmas is a lot of people coming in who are not comics readers, who are looking for something for someone in their lives. And that runs the gamut of, I was given a very specific list with pictures. Do you have any of these things? And we have to explain yes, we have these, or no, we're waiting to get these back in, or that's been out of print forever. Down to the other end of the spectrum, Batman. Yeah, down to the other end of the spectrum, which is, I know they read comics, and I think they like Batman. What do you have for Batman? And then it's running through well, here's different Batman books. Okay, do you know if they read new stuff? Have they been reading for a while? Are they looking for, help me gauge how much of a fan they are so I can understand if I can recommend something like Batman Year One, or if I have to find something a little bit more obscure.
Yeah.
Or sometimes the worst of it is what do you have for Batman? Not the comics, though. It's a lot less. A whole lot less. We're not that store. We have a lot of Batman comics. I don't have a lot of non-comics Batman stuff. You're going to be disappointed.
Well, I'm going to feel really bad missing all of that this year.
I can tell.
Speaking of online orders,
yes,
there has been an increase, not a huge increase, but an increase of
big increase.
Fraudulent orders on our website.
Yeah, thankfully Shopify has a lot of different tools they use to determine whether or not an order is considered fraudulent. And obviously they don't know for sure, but they'll have a scale of kind of green light, yellow light, red light. Green light is this one's fine, you can send it out. You're not at risk of a chargeback unless they're friends with Patrick's sister and they forget to take out a book. The yellow light is more...
Oh, like, are we ever going to know if she fixed that? She said she fixed it.
I don't know. I'm way on the outside of that. The yellow light is... There's some things about this order that we think are kind of weird. Like maybe where the IP address of the order is coming from is very far away from where the item is being shipped to, which feels like maybe a tricky thing. Or just aspects of like, this order feels like it could be weird. Maybe you want to reach out to the person. And then the red light is there's a bunch of stuff that are total red flags. Like they had to put in multiple cards. They had to put in multiple addresses. They had to try multiple times. They're going to a place that does not seem like it is reputable or whatever. And we've been getting a lot more yellow light and red light stuff. And the one that jumped out at me the most was something where it was like someone was getting something. The order was coming from the Philippines, but they were having it delivered to an address in Cupertino, California. And I went, wait a second. That is the street address of Apple's California campus. One infinite loop. And what especially jumped out at me was like, there's no like office number or the department or something. It's just like you would have it for like a residential address where it's just like this person's name and then this Apple campus. Like,
was it?
I don't think that works. It was not Steve Jobs.
Was it Steve Wozniak?
It was not Steve Wozniak.
Was it the third guy?
It was Paul McCartney from Apple. But the weird thing about all these is it's just like a random comic book that's new. Like somebody ordered X Avengers #1.
Yeah, this is just yesterday.
And they paid $6 shipping and they're sending it to a place in San Francisco. And again, it's like, this is like a large building with many different storefronts and residences. You wouldn't get it sent to just that place. Like that wouldn't make any sense.
So when Shopify, and this is a learned lesson, when Shopify says, hey, this is fraudulent, we immediately cancel the order.
Yeah, in theory, we could reach out to the person, but we have a hard enough time getting people who place actual orders to respond to our emails that I don't want to sit on an order for 4 or 5 days waiting for a fraudulent order to never respond, so we just cancel it. We have yet to have a fraudulent order get canceled and have anyone reach out to us and go, hey, why did you cancel my order? Nobody's done that.
But the thing we don't understand is, if this is a scam, what's the scam?
Yeah, like, so the one just recently was somebody used a credit card to buy a $4.99, $3.99 comic book. They paid $6 shipping. If we filled it, what would happen? Like, in theory, someone, if this is a stolen credit card, could say, this is a chargeback. Like, I didn't order this. Who profits from that? Like, yeah, the person doing a fraudulent thing maybe got a $3.99 comic book. Maybe. Is that worth it? Is that what they want? Like, we had fraudulent orders before where it's like, oh, you're ordering like stacks of toys.
Yeah.
A whole lot of different toys where it's like, okay, you're really trying to run up a tab on somebody's credit card. But a $3.99, $4.99 comic book, how is this worth it? What, like, you can't resell it. It's like X Avengers #1. What are you going to do with it?
Yeah. One of the things I've noticed about those orders is that it doesn't say it's fraudulent until you click on the link and go to the order page.
Yes.
It doesn't say it in the, hey, you got an order email.
Patrick specifically had a problem with that X Avengers one because he saw the order come in,
I looked it on my phone, and we get an email notification. So I saw it was shipping. So I immediately packed it up. And then when you went to the order page, you're like, hey, it's fraudulent.
Yep.
It's like, now I have to unpack this.
Uh-huh.
And I ruined a padded envelope.
Unbelievable.
And I used a T-fold that someone else wanted. I have to get a used T-fold because it was already T-folded. And, people can tell. They don't want used mailing receptacles. They want fresh, clean, virgin.
Good to know.
Resellable. Not ones that somebody had abandoned, cast aside as unworthy. Just may as well be trash. Which it's not, because we paid like $1 for that envelope, so we're definitely going to use it as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
As much as possible.
Yeah.
Our bank recently changed their website. and made everything way more confusing, especially for the person who pays all the bills. That's me. It's no longer just hey, click here. It's so many more clicks, so many more steps to get to the same things.
Uncool.
I've always hated their electronic payment function for when you want to send an ACH payment to a vendor.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many steps. And when I'm ready to send them, I want to send it immediately, but there's an approval process you have to go through, and you have to select who has to approve the transaction.
Yeah.
So I always select, of course, me, and then I immediately approve it. And every single time there's a pop-up saying, hey, you want to approve this without looking at it? Like, you're not looking at the transaction. You're just,
who knows what
you're blindly approving this. The thing I just set up, yes, I'm approving this
that way.
And even that, like, electronic transfer that most distributors prefer, it still takes 5 business days for them to get the money.
So weird.
We stopped sending checks because the checks weren't fast enough.
I could Venmo you in under a minute.
And we talk about this a lot, but I dislike how most of our vendors handle their billing, handle their invoices.
Mm-hmm.
We got a statement from Hachette, which was twice as much as I thought it should have been. And that's because it didn't reflect the most recent payment.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, all right, well, according to my records, I sent it on this day, but I told, and for Hachette, you have to email them each payment saying, I've sent a payment.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, you don't need to do that because they just get the payment.
Yep.
And your account number is already tied to it.
Mm-hmm.
But Hachette needs an email. And when you don't, they email you and say, hey, you just sent us it. You didn't warn us it was coming.
Yeah.
But they don't respond to the emails you send saying, hey, it's the payment, it's coming. And I always say, I sent this much money on this date. The bank says you're going to get it on this date, right?
Right.
So the last payment I sent them, the bank said they were going to get on October 31st.
Okay.
Or I estimated the 31st, whatever. The last statement they sent us, which we just got yesterday, was also dated October 31st. It didn't show the most recent payment, right? Fine, that makes sense. It's the same day. It's not. They received our payment October 27th, but it wasn't recorded on the statement. And I went back and checked, like, oh no, this is exactly when it left our account, and this is exactly when they got it. So when we got a statement yesterday saying, hey, here's your past due amount, I'm like, I paid that amount.
Yeah.
And then I looked up and said, I did pay it. So I had to send them an email today saying, hey, and it's got all the statistics. Here's the amount. Here's the date it was sent. Here was the date that it hit your account.
Right.
Here's the date we got your statement. Here's how much was missing from it. Here's how much needs to be carried over. I don't like having to put in all that much extra effort for something that we did right the first time.
Correct. That seems like a not good use of your time, Patrick.
For example, there is someone who reached out to us for something, and I'm being vague about this, that they wanted to do. Did we want to take part?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing it would be a lot of work on my end, I'm like, yeah, fine, we'll still do this. It was somebody reaching out for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
And they, phone interviews are easier because then they have to do all the work of typing it all up. No one wants that nowadays.
Nope.
They want you to answer their essay question.
Paste into their article.
And then they came back with a bunch of photo requests based off of things that I said.
Mm-hmm.
And they had exact specific things what they wanted. So I spent a lot of time digging through our photo archives to find what they wanted, rather than taking new ones.
Right.
Because most of the time I was doing this at home, not at the store.
Correct.
So I sent them 3 separate emails filled with photos.
Mm-hmm.
They came back and said, we can't use any of these. No explanation as to why.
Which was weird because it's a lot of photos. And it's like, well, you're never going to get another version of this thing that happened in the store 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So if you don't want this photo, good luck.
Yeah, you saw the photos.
Yeah. Again, they're all over the place. It's not like there was something wrong with the photos. They were just like, no, these don't work for us. Like, okay, what?
So then like, can we send a photographer out this weekend? Well, this is a big weekend for challengers. If you send a guy out Friday, the store is going to be completely rearranged.
Yeah. It would just be a non-starter. Like I would not, there's no version of Friday that would work for us because it's either you come out early, you guys are going to have a million orders to unpack. Like it's the box everywhere.
Lunar is definitely tomorrow, not today.
I mean, I checked earlier and they hadn't even picked it up yet.
Yeah.
So I kind of hope it's tomorrow, Patrick. No offense.
Yeah. Understood.
And then, obviously, once you get into the afternoon and the evening, we're setting up for the corpse tour event.
Yeah.
So no photos then either. So Friday is not happening.
Well, they came back.
They want Friday.
Yeah, they wanted Sunday.
They want Sunday. Well, and the Sunday thing, I was almost going to get back to because I'd seen those emails and I'm like, well, they want to come on Sunday. On their Sunday, that's fine. I will make sure the story's in presentable shape.
I mean, I know you have a lot of things to pull and sort and...
Yeah, but if I know they're coming, I can hold off on things and I can work around to make sure that the story is the most presentable. And honestly, there's a few things where I could probably move things out of the way if I was working on it. And they're like, we want to take a photo here.
Yeah.
Let me get this out of the frame. But then...
they said... Because I said, I won't be there, but the store is there.
Mm-hmm.
They said, no, we need you. So I emailed back and I said, look, Sunday, co-owner Dal Bush is there. He co-owns the store. You can use him.
Mm-hmm.
Because they said, how about Monday? I'm like, Monday is right out.
Yeah.
Like, here's the deal. If you need me, you get Saturday. That's it.
Yeah.
No reply yet.
We'll see.
There's no reason it can't be you.
Yeah, I mean, technically, you're the one responding to all the questions. And
Yeah,
stuff, but you're responding as challengers.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter. And also, I don't know if it needs to be either one of us. Who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
And it was like not even the writer or the editor. It was the photographer who said, no, I needed to be you.
When you cover like Gene Hoff or something, you need a picture of Gene Hoff. When you're covering a store, you just need a picture of the store. Like, I don't know that you need, in quotes, the owner of the business when you're covering a business. I get that that's how it's done usually. I was reading a thing in the Sun-Times today where there's a super popular barbecue joint in Beverly that's going to be opening a new version in Hyde Park. So, of course, they have a picture of the owner of the restaurant as part of the article. But it's like, you could have just shown me a barbecue restaurant. I don't even know who the guy is. I don't need, he's quoted in the article, but I don't need to see him with my own two eyes to verify that he is a human being that is responded to an article. The barbecue is what I'm more excited about.
What if he's Michelin starred though?
That's the thing. Apparently, it was in a best 50 restaurants in America thing.
Oh wow!
So it's been
Hyde Park. You said
Hyde Park is where he's opening the second one.
Interesting.
Which is why I paid attention because I was like, oh, Hyde Park. I know where Hyde Park is. Barbecue. I know what that is.
You may want to check your phone for something from Molly Jane, although it may be something you were just copied on, or maybe something to you I did not get a clear indication from the little blurb that popped up on the recording screen of my phone.
Well, I'll get back to you on this.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. It's a problem that you and I had discussed that's been going on with Stocky and Shopify, but it's also looks like more of a problem than it is.
Okay. Did you leave a note about the ice cream man cards?
I did. I typed it out and everything.
Wow. Look at you. No, look at you. You have to get a mirror.
I open my phone. And
know that it's the opposite.
Oh, God.
No,
I'm not looking at that. Jesus.
Good shirt, though. I like the shirt. I would wear that shirt if it was short sleeve.
I roll the sleeves.
I mean, not that specific one. I don't think that would fit me.
You would have a tough time with it, probably. Maybe it wouldn't be buttoned up.
Make it a cape, though.
Okay.
I would tie it around my waist like a hoodie.
Like a skirt cape, like Scarlet Witch.
Like the
Sorcerer Supreme. Hey, that was recently announced. We haven't talked about comic book news in a while, so let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
Actually, that conversation. The Sorcerer Supreme series was something that was announced via Marvel a couple months ago with no creative team attached to it, nor any storyline synopsed. It was just a piece of promo art where a whole bunch of different Marvel characters were dressed up like Doctor Stranges. It seemed like it was going to be some sort of Doctor Strange competition thing. Well, I guess the competition's over because they announced Scarlet Witch, who's the new Sorcerer Supreme, post One World Under Doom, where I guess, spoilers, Dr. Doom will no longer be the Sorcerer Supreme.
I thought the rule was, as soon as he was done using the mantle of the Sorcerer Supreme
to save the Earth,
he would give it back to Stephen Strange.
That was his vow. Well, who knows if that's possible, depending on what exactly happens to Victor Von Doom in the one remaining issue of One World Under Doom yet to come out. The Sorcerer Supreme series was then formally announced as being a Scarlet Witch series written by Steve Orlando, who's been writing all the Scarlet Witch various series for the last several years. So this is the next one in those, following the most recent Vision and the Scarlet Witch series that wrapped up. I do not remember who the artist is, but Russell Dauterman will be returning as the cover artist and also the designer for the new Scarlet Witch Sorcerer Supreme costume, which I thought was pretty snazzy. You can look it up. But what I like about it is it takes the Doctor Strange cape and just moves it down to being a skirt for her. And I thought that was a pretty cool way of like doing a visual Scarlet Witch, but she's Doctor Strange costume.
There's something though you're confusing me with when you keep saying.
Go on.
You keep saying that the Scarlet Witch is what?
The Sorcerer Supreme.
That's incorrect.
No, what is she?
A Sorcerer Supreme.
There's a whole bunch of them?
There is a second Sorcerer Supreme.
Oh, who's that? There's a Gambit?
I would tell you, and you're here, and you're going to say, I knew it all along.
Oh, is it Agatha Harkness?
Agatha Harkness is also a Sorcerer Supreme.
So what they've announced is that the Sorcerer Supreme book will have like a Sorcerer Supreme Council for the Scarlet Witch, which I guess Agatha is maybe part of. So a group of characters that will be like a sort of council.
Oh, no, I read specifically she is the second Sorcerer Supreme.
Well, there we go. Well, maybe all the other characters that we've seen, like Storm and Ilyana Rasputin and Gambit, will all be Sorcerer Supremes as well. I mean, there's how many Spider-Mans? What's the difference?
2.
3.
Who's the third?
Norman Osborn.
No, he's Spider-Man.
Peter Parker.
He's the same Spider-Man.
Miles Morales.
He's a different Spider-Man. That's 2.
Sometimes Ben Reilly.
He's Schism.
Technically, Ben Reilly isn't Spider-Man. He's the other Peter Parker.
Yeah.
There's 2 Peter Parkers.
No, that's good. That is good stuff.
I like it. I'm liking that book. I guess this is a spoiler, but it's not, because this is a storyline thing that happened several months ago in the Amazing Spider-Man comic. But I remember really liking it because in Amazing Spider-Man they did this storyline where Peter Parker as Spider-Man is fighting this new character Hellgate, and
Hellgate kicks his ass.
Hellgate just no sells. He's just a monster in the WWE mold where he's just completely unbeatable out of nowhere, demolishes Spider-Man over several issues of fighting. We're left with kind of a cliffhanger where Hellgate is sort of like telling Spider-Man that his life is over, more or less. And then the next thing we see is Peter Parker going about his life in Manhattan and doing his job.
Real quick, have you noticed we've been getting these emails from this person?
No, I don't get this.
Oh. Well, up until very recently was a very different person.
Oh, yeah?
A person, whenever we needed to do something with that publisher, we reach out to her and say, hey, we've got this creator coming in. Can we place an order, do whatever?
I think only you're in the mailing list.
Okay. Well, I noticed a few weeks ago that the name of the person sending the email has changed. And just yesterday, I noticed why. Because I got an email from that same person from Skybound.
Okay. Well, good for them.
Yep.
I'm glad we know somebody else at Skybound now. Anyway, so Amazing Spider-Man. So Peter Parker as Spider-Man demolished by Hellgate. The next issue is Peter Parker unharmed, walking around New York City, going about his life, doing his job, while Spider-Man is also out there doing stuff.
And Peter's also not dating Shay, who he was just dating.
And also kind of being a weird dismissive jerk. Like, different people reach out to him to try and play on his compassion, and he's kind of like, nah, I'm not doing that.
But also excelling at his job.
Right. And getting his life together. While, again, Spider-Man is also out there doing stuff and also being far more brutal. And this is an issue, like, we do a full issue of what is going on? Like,
and Spider-Man has slightly different modifications to his outfit. Like, he's got visible web shooters on the outside and on his ankle.
And red eyes. So the question is, how is there a Peter Parker and a Spider-Man, and why are they both being so weird? And like, basically they do a cliffhanger where it's the two of them meeting, Peter Parker and Spider-Man, and Peter Parker going, I know you're not Spider-Man, and Spider-Man going, I know you're not Peter Parker. And so it's like, what is going on?
Right.
The next issue, we find out that the Peter Parker we've been seeing for the last issue or two is Ben Reilly.
Which is the most obvious answer that neither of us thought of.
Who has taken over Peter Parker's life for some reason. But then the twist is, the Spider-Man is Norman Osborn. So neither of them are Peter Parker, right? Peter Parker was dumped off on an alien planet to die, who then gets rescued by a scientist, and it becomes this whole other spacefaring storyline.
So while Peter Parker was missing, each of these two people realized, like, hey,
we got to cover for him.
Yeah.
But like,
the Ben Reilly covering thing is weird, though, because Ben Reilly hates him.
But I think they did a good job of like explaining why Ben Reilly would do that. And but doing it in a way where it's still like super self-serving, and it's just him usurping Peter Parker's life, doing whatever he wants.
And the new girlfriend that Peter Parker has is Ben Reilly's girlfriend.
And then Norman Osborn trying to be Spider-Man, but also like basically Norman Osborn's storyline for a while now has been this sort of weird addiction thing of he can't be Green Goblin because Green Goblin makes him go crazy. So he has to stay away from that. And becoming Spider-Man is like the methadone version of being Green Goblin. It's allowing him to like be more violent and be more like get into fights and pummel people. And he doesn't like where this is going. And so it's, again, these multiple storylines happening all at once is such a great Joe Kelly move. I'm really liking Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. I like it better when it's Pepe Larraz drawing it.
Yeah, same here. It's weird because they've got a bunch of artists. You got your Patrick Gleasons, you got your John Romita Jr.'s, you got your Pepe Larraz.
Your occasional Ed McGuinness.
Your occasional Ed McGuinness. And then they also had to have a guest artist for this issue. It's Emilio Lazo. And it's like, he's not that good. And it's like, why do you need a fifth artist for this book? I get that it comes out like multiple times a month, but you don't need 5 artists, man. I feel like we're not doing well. And Patrick, I'm sorry to say that John Romita Jr. will be coming back shortly for the next one.
No.
But I like how they're kind of divvying things up where like Pepe Larraz is doing the Peter Parker
stuff. Yeah.
And Ed McGuinness and John Romita Jr. are doing the New York stuff. Like that whole massive storyline, including multiple characters.
There was a fun issue where all of the Spider family confronts Spider-Man not knowing who he is.
The new violent Spider-Man?
Yeah, and it's Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen and Spider-Boy.
And Silk and Aranya probably.
And then Norman Osborn beating them all up.
Right. But then having the crucial moment of Norman Osborn realizing he's in the wrong because he's like, I'm beating up children.
Yeah.
Like, these are children. This sucks.
You are basically trying to do what he's doing.
Right.
In protecting the reputation of their friend.
Yeah. But the Norman Osborn stuff in Amazing Spider-Man hits for me some of the real interesting notes that like the One World Under Doom stuff has, where ostensibly what Doom is doing is heroism, but there's also like a more screwed up psychological component to it that is tainting everything he's doing. And Norman Osborn has the same thing where he's trying to do the right thing, but his own like addiction problems are like tainting this whole experience. And it's causing him to be not the Spider-Man that Peter Parker would want. Good book. Amazing Spider-Man good right now.
Yeah, it's real fun.
I'm sure there are still several thousand people that are sending death threats to Marvel because they got mad at a Spider-Man comic.
Sure. The Spider-Man comic, they probably weren't.
Never understood that. I mean, obviously, like, getting mad at creators for anything ever in a way where you threaten them is completely inappropriate and never validated. But it's just like, a Spider-Man comic? Like, what are you mad about? Just stop reading it. Who cares?
I get it. I would totally send threats to Joe Kelly if he cuts me off on 9094 when I'm trying to get to work.
That's fair.
And it wouldn't be sending threats to his house. It would be just me screaming at him from my car to his. Actually, it wouldn't be threats. It would just be insults.
Yeah. You wouldn't be threatening him. You're not going to follow through on anything.
No.
You'd just be screaming profanities at him. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Those aren't threats.
I was trying to come at this from I've been angry at people before. Yeah, but not for writing a comic book.
No. I've been disappointed by comic books for sure. And I've been like let down. But yeah, getting angry at a creator enough to reach out to them to say that they've wronged you in some way, like, man, never right. Never right.
Why, just today in the weekly Rob Schamberger email newsletter, he talks about his love for Tim Truman and talks all about Hawkworld and the Spider and Scout.
Patrick, I'm hearing an oversight there.
Yeah.
It's a book you didn't mention.
There's definitely a fact. He did not mention Grimjack at all.
Uncool.
And I, for a half second,
time to school some shit.
I wanted to email and say, hey, Rob, first, happy anniversary. Second, did you never read Grimjack? Like, if you're putting Tim Truman up there, I get it. If you want to put Scout above Grimjack, I'll allow it. That is the only one that you do.
I would have probably sent him that Mindy Kaling gift from The Office where it's, first of all, how dare you?
Well, I'm looking for the point of view is maybe he just never read it. It's possible.
It is, but when you're a big enough fan, you would feel like you would hit some of like different parts
He
of the
didn't
guys.
mention Star Slayer either. Maybe he just hates First Comics.
Like, I consider myself a fan of Guru Hiro, and so I've read a lot of the things they've done. Not everything, but I'm aware of all of it, and I'm aware of, like, the bigger projects they've worked on. If you're a Tim Truman fan, like, he co-created Grimjack.
Yeah.
For First Comics, when First Comics meant something.
Yeah.
Like, he worked
It still means something to me.
he worked
but
on the
only
book for
because-
several years, right?
For a long time.
Like, up into the 30s, right?
Yeah.
So, like, that's like 3 years.
Yeah.
It's a big chunk of his career. And he still worked on some of, like, the reunion stuff.
Yeah. The Manx Cat, the one after that.
It feels weird that you'd overlook that. And
Let me rephrase that. The Manx Cat, Killer Instinct.
And it's not like his work on Grimjack was so wildly different than his regular work that if you were a fan of Tim Truman, you still wouldn't like that. Like, there's a few artists where they change their style up or they do some sort of, like, tools where it's like, oh, no, this isn't what I want from you. You're drawn in a weird way. But, like, no, that's the sweet spot for Tim Truman. Early 80s? Like, that's when he was arguably at his peak.
Yeah.
Very weird. Maybe he didn't mention Grimjack specifically to needle you.
He wouldn't do that.
No,
He would only do that in person,
that's true.
using Christopher Daniels' forehead. He does have a painting coming out for Black Friday where it is not a single person,
Oh, yeah?
but it is like a massive all-in painting.
Oh, like the original All-In?
No.
Oh.
The Wembley one, the
Okay.
second Wembley one.
Oh, the second Wembley one?
I think so.
All right. That's super weird. Like,
But-
if I was ranking them, I would do first ever All-In pre-AEW.
Yeah.
Then
And Wembley.
the first Wembley one, which is their biggest attendance ever, and also the best pay-per-view I've ever seen. Then the most recent one, maybe, if you felt like it was topical. And then everything else tied for fourth, including the ones I've been to.
But it's supposed to be massive, that he's been working on it for a long time.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's every All-In. There's only been 4.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm thinking of All Outs, which he's
Yeah.
not doing.
2 Wembleys, 1 O2,
Uh-huh.
1 Sears Center.
No, so it was,
Oh, the O2 was Forbidden Door.
yeah, it was Texas this year.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't remember what it was called. What is the oil company field or whatever?
Lone Star Arena.
Energy grid failure pavilion. I can't remember.
But one of the things he said was, if you can only imagine how many wrestlers are on this, just imagine how many people have signed it.
I mean, that's huge.
Oh, I'm sure this is a way out of your price range type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, because they've done stuff where it's like, oh, we got a turnbuckle signed after an event. And it's like, oh, those are hideously expensive. Those are like $600-700.
Yeah, but the difference is there's, 12 of those available for an event. There's as many as they want to print.
Well, as many as they can,
At least 50.
I gotta wonder, like, how like, not everyone's gonna sign it for sure, because
Well, it depends on who's on it.
that's the thing. Like,
You can't have an image of the whole card.
right.
So it's probably got to be like a match that has the most amount of people in it.
Yeah, or like if you have maybe like, so what like TFCon will do when they do prints exclusive to the show, like for the most recent one, they did an Alex Milne one, and the characters on it were basically all of the voice actors that they had for the show. So it wasn't like the most amazing lineup of Transformers characters you've ever seen, but it was like, oh, this guy from G1 and this Beast Wars character and this Cyberverse character, because those are the actors that we have here. So when you buy the print, you can get them all signed. So you could reverse engineer that, where it's like, for this, where it's like, well, this is who we can get to sign it at the next Dynamite or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's your painting. Those people from that All-In.
Sure. We'll find out in a few weeks.
We will. I expect you to let me know.
Sure. I mean, you get the information about the prints as well.
Yeah, but if you get stuff from like Schamberger, you're going to see it earlier than I will, because I will only get it when it's actually in like a Shop AEW email, which is usually a few days before it goes on sale.
He does 2 emails a week. It's Sunday, which is the in progress, and then Thursday, which is the print.
Okay.
All right. So we mentioned this before. This podcast is taking a break. We do not know how long. We will definitely be back before the end of the year. We may be back sooner than that. We may not be. We don't know. things are up in the air. And because we had already done a couple of episodes in November, we did not pause the patron subscriptions for November. Depending on the length, we may stop them entirely in December, even though there will be at least one in December, if not more.
Maybe we get a free one. Who knows?
Who knows? So that's where that is at. We will be back for the end of the year. We don't know exactly when, but we do know that between now and then, there will have been many, many, many comics. So keep reading comics.
And thanks for listening.
It had to work backwards.
Okay.
This has been Contest of Challengers. Thanks for listening. Keep reading comics. Challengers is located at 1845 Northwestern Avenue in the Bucktown neighborhood of Chicago. 773-278-0155. Keep up to date with new releases and events at challengerscomics.com. And help fund this podcast at patreon.com/challengers.